On the tee, Jack Nicklaus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
When you were shaking hands with Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, Gary Player, Trevino, Arnold Palmer, it was awesome to, to shake their hands. You think, these are idols, It was quite something. Yes, it was special.
On tee for Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy.
For 41 years, Ivor Robson was the official starter at the Open Championship, his distinctive voice sending the game's greatest players off in pursuit of history. Ivor retired in 2015 after one final Open at St Andrews. It all began for the Scot at Carnoustie back in 1975.
There was a company called Ackles and Pollock. For people who don't know, they manufactured golf shafts. And they were looking for someone who knew a bit about golf to join them. So I joined them on the 1st of July 1975. And my first job was to be on the first tee at Carnoustie for the Open Championship. You see, the thing is, there wasn't anyone there to tell me how to go about it. So I thought to myself, well, keep this thing simple. You don't go into spills of what this is, just keep it simple. I thought, well, on the tee from USA, Tom Watson. I thought, and that was my, and has been since, on the tee. It was me who introduced all this. No one said this is how you do it.
This is the final game of the 110th Open Championship. On the tee, Bill Rogers.
Ivor's unique role allowed him to see the game's greatest at their most vulnerable. Especially in the final round, the prospect of lifting the claret jug weighed heavily on even the strongest players.
Well, you can see the tension. They're not listening to you, they're speaking to you, but they're not really sure what they're saying. The club head's shaking as they're addressing the ball,
On the tee, Ben Crenshaw.
My job was there to try and calm them down, if you like. They've got a tee time allocated. You've got to get them onto the tee, give them the card and local rules and pin placements, and try and keep them calm and keep the area quiet and get them off on time. A great deal of concentration and responsibility, because these men are playing for their livelihood.
Robson also had the privilege of watching how the game's greats dealt with the challenge of contending at the Open, including the man with more majors than any other, Jack Nicklaus.
He knew when he walked onto the tee, he was prepared. You come straight over, shake hands with him and say, this is your card, Jack, and he was straight to the bag and get his club he looked thinking of. Totally focused. You knew he was there to win, not to make up the numbers. A true professional.
He said, could you give me a 15? He says, what's a 15? He said, 7 and 7.
Well, Lee Trevino was very, very funny. Every time he arrived on the tee, he had something else to say to you. And he was always playing to the public. And I think that was his way of releasing the pressure, if you like. Because he was just as nervous as anyone else, but that's his way of getting rid of the anxiety, if you like. But he was ever so funny.
I have never seen fairways this narrow in my life. I think that the man that was mowing had one eye or something. He could only see one side. I'm supposed to be one of the straightest hitters in the world. I've hit one fairway all week. Hey?
He was a one-off. When Seve arrived on the tee, or just before he arrived, you knew that he was coming because the crowd built up. And when he came on, the ovation he got, it was just awesome. And he was always prepared. He was always ready to go. He knew he was focused. And he was lovely to deal with.
On the tee, Severiano Ballesteros.
And the crowds loved him, of course. And he's a wonderful person. What an ambassador. Yes, all the greats, Roberto Di Vincenzo, Sam Snead, Bobby Locke. I've announced them all over the years. They've all had the era, if you like. Nicholas, Watson, Clare, Palmer, you know, they had that period on the tee where they were the idols, and still are today. I was getting to the stage where I was starting to struggle. My back was going and my joints were, you know, I was chewing paracetamol like you can't believe. I thought, this can't go on. Peter Dawson and I spoke at Royal St George's, and I said, where will we be in 2015? It'll be St Andrews. I said, well, I'll call it then. Of course, Peter, that was his last Open as well, 2015, and Tom Watson's.
And back at thee, Mr. Newton. So would you believe that? Young Tom chips in for an eagle 3 to go 1 ahead.
He started in 1975, same time as I started. So him and I always have a little chat about that. And when I started my last Open, he gave me a flag with a message on it. You know, we've travelled this long road together, you know, good luck. And the amount of players who had photos with me at St Andrews, it was amazing, you know. Jordan Spieth and all these young lads, you know, they had a photo with me, it was lovely. The last was Paul Dunn, the amateur, who was leading. See, he was the last one I teed off in the Open. That was hard.
On a tee from Ireland, Paul Dunn.
There's not another place anywhere in any event I've been like the Open. It's just different, totally different. The players will tell you the same. I mean, the year before Darren Clark won the Open, we were in Dubai, and of course they got all the trophies by the side of the first tee, the Ryder Cup, the US Open and all this. And of course the claret jugs there. And I remember saying to Darren, when he came on tee, there's only one trophy there. And he agreed with me, and he went and won it the next year. That was awesome. I did it for 41 years, and you know, what an honour, you know, to be involved with the greatest championship in the world. It was something, really.
This is a replica of the claret jug, presented to me on a Tuesday evening at St Andrews Tuesday of the 2015 Open at the past champions dinner. Normally you have to be a past champion to be invited to this dinner, so I was told that no is not an option. So of course you've got Tiger Woods, Darren Clark, Mark O'Meara, and all these players are there. The winner of the Open gets a 90% replica. This is a 50% replica, and it's only one of its kind. So I'm very, very honoured to have this. I love it. And all the players' names are on it. So super. Treasure it.
Although his name will never be etched on the claret jug, Ivor Robson's unassuming devotion to his role has earned him a special place in the history of the Open Championship.